As anyone who's been to Disney World or Disneyland as an adult knows, that it's expensive. Because when you're a kid, you have no idea.
Dude, it's insane. I've never had an interest in going. My sister took the kids, and she was like, I mean, I think they spent 20 grand.
I mean, that's high. That's high end.
Whoa.
But they have a larger family, but that they really did it nice. You can't do it for less than like $5,000 for a family of four.
Think
though.
about how nuts that is.
Yeah.
Because it's a theme park.
What's the price of admission to Disney for like a day pass?
Yeah,
nowadays?
so I looked it up for everyone. Just to get into the park, just to get into one park per person per day, $110. So to get into like multiple parks, more than that. And then if you think 3 days times 4 family members, maybe the kids get a little bit of bonus. You're talking about like over $1,000 in park tickets for sure.
To put that in perspective, a Six Flags is like a $50, $60 entry.
Probably for the weekend.
Yeah,
Right.
You can buy a season pass for $300.
$1,500 for a season pass to Disney.
No outside food too at Disney.
Nope.
So you're talking about like the Disney crazies, the nut jobs.
Yeah.
They're staying on property.
That's correct.
So this is the difference. You're staying on property at a theme park, which you're not at any other theme park.
Correct.
The first thing you do when you get up, because your kids get up at 6 a.m., is make your way to the park, which means
correct.
like maybe you're doing breakfast at your house, but you're doing like late breakfast, snack at the park, lunch at the park, dinner at the park.
Yep. I'm glad
That's $140 per
person
family
Yeah.
for meal.
I'm glad you brought up staying at the park because a lot of people do that at Disney, like say go to the Dolphin or one of their resorts. That's going to be $300 a night easy. Like just to stay there, it's like $600 a day to stay there, get in the park with food and stuff. You know, multiply that by multiple people, multiple days. And they say the average trip is going to be $3,500 to $5,000 for a long weekend for a family of 4. Toss in a few hundred more for merch, right? Like, you know, you gotta get the merch, a couple hundred per person for the merch. So if you think about it, per day, per person, it's about the same as going on like a really nice European trip.
Right, which again, this is my point, makes no f***ing sense because it's a theme park.
Yeah, to wait in line and have pretty food. It's good for the kids, but the adults would have
That's the thing.
way more fun in Europe.
Disney has bamboozled, just like an engagement ring, families to feel obligated. If they don't take their kids to Disney, they are not good parents. That's the mindset.
My parents were great parents, except for they never took me to Disney, and that's a strike against them.
Isn't it?
Disney's attempt to do what Wes is saying, literally, there's guys like my dad who like Disney trying to do that means he'll never go on purpose. Even though some years we could have afforded to go, no way.
Be like
No
my
way in
parents.
hell.
I turned out fine, and then I went as a 25-year-old. So imagine how expensive it is for a family of 16 to go to Disney World or Land, which is exactly what the Costin family is doing this Christmas. Probably pretty expensive.
Yeah. Is there a Quiverful movement discount that they give to these, I'm assuming, conservative Christians?
No, not at all. In fact, this is the biggest Costin family trip in the past decade, probably. They planned it going back all the way to 2020. They were going to go to Disney as a family in 2020. That stupid pandemic hit. Life stuff happened. They couldn't align it. So now they're going to go and spend a couple, like 4 days or whatever, in 3.5 years later. Big deal for them, right?
It's huge. Is it a family reunion or 16 children?
Probably a bit of both. It's probably like, the whole family got invited and 16 are going to make it. It's great for them. Even better, the grandparents have some coin, all right?
Oh, that's always the best. Yeah.
That's the best. So they did a really nice thing and they bought the family $10,000 in Disney gift cards, sent them out a few weeks ago before the trip so people could get like free tickets to the park, potentially
that's
hotels,
so cool, man.
potentially hotels if they hadn't booked them, but I imagine they were. But like each family member got like $500 to get free stuff at Disney.
You're getting all the experiences.
Yeah.
That's classy as fuck too, because if you're grandparents, you have, and obviously I thought, well, Mark first said this, I thought this was a Duggar situation. It's not, but grandparents, you may say you have 4 kids, each one's in a different financial position, right? And maybe it gets awkward when you go on an expensive trip, but this is such a classy way.
It's nice
to essentially say like, doesn't matter how everyone's doing this here financially, everyone's going to have the full experience. That's so cool. It's awesome.
Very cool. And they were like, now go online and book your tickets and all that stuff. One problem. When the family members went to input the gift cards online to redeem park tickets this past week, they were rejected as invalid.
Oh, no.
Did they buy fake ones?
They bought real gift cards, but upon closer examination, they weren't gift cards to Disney. They were gift cards to Disney Plus. So they bought $10,000 worth of streaming services or 70 years worth for the family to stream Disney, ESPN, Hulu, and Nat Geo, National Geographic. 70 years worth of streaming content.
Shame on
Holy
whoever sold these.
The internet did, Wes.
Oh, they bought up the internet.
I don't know. That's a good point. But this is like the Jelly of the Month Club bonus from Christmas Vacation. That's the gift that keeps on giving, Clark. Yeah, good question.
I mean, if someone sold it to them,
they bought it at Target, the cashier should be like, "You really like Marvel, huh?
Yeah.
You really like Marvel movies, sir."
You know, you're an idiot, right?
Yeah. So that didn't work out for them. So what happened was Andy Costin. What's up, Pat?
okay, this is why, guys.
Yeah.
If you don't know any better and you Google like Disney gift card,
Yep.
it's Disney, the plus sign.
Yeah.
Gift card, which you're gonna think if you're an old,
That's a better
potentially
Disney.
right. Oh,
It's
this
Disney
is
Plus.
like I'm sure if you're an old, you've heard about how there's like line upgrades and stuff.
Yeah. In fact, Pat,
Wow.
these olds had never heard of streaming services before. So when it says stream the best stories all in one place, they probably thought something to do with the Disney park.
What was that photo you just put up?
This is the card. It says,
That's from the article.
yeah. This
Then
is here's the
they
stack.
bought it
here's
at Target.
Here's the stack
That's
of cards exactly.
They bought it at Target.
They
dude.
bought $100 gift cards. Yeah.
At
A
checkout.
stack of
They,
them.
they bought 100 checkout cards.
Some cashiers scanned 100 of them. Yeah. So now Andy Costin, who's one of the family members, she's a generation below. I think it's her parents or grandparents. She's a little bit tech savvy. So she took the story to TikTok and it blew up and got like over 3 million views. Then People Magazine and some other major publications picked up her story. And while most of the people offered her help or condolences in the comment section, some people like Snow Queen said things like, "You had years to plan."
That's a Snow Queen comment.
Good
And
point.
now you have years of plans. Disney Plus.
To make matters worse, because a lot of the comments are pointing out, why did your grandparents give you the cards a week before the trip? By the time they figured it out, it was so close to the trip and to Christmas that Disney wasn't able to offer a refund online, and tickets to the park are rapidly selling out. So now they're scrambling to figure out what they're going to do. Whoops.
I mean, does this just mean that they're out 10 grand? It doesn't mean that they're like,
Well,
They're going to get
they
the
can't
money
have the
back.
experience, but
here's what happened. The grandparents can thank Andy and they can thank People Magazine, because once it became national news story, update from Wednesday is Disney got in touch with Andy in the DMs and they're taking care of it, and they're swapping that $10,000 in Disney streaming to $10,000 in Disney park things for their upcoming trip in a few days.
Hard Factor. Cheat on the news.